1.21, according to the developers, has been said to be fully feature complete, and no other major features or changes is planned to be coming to the update. Meaning, for the most part, what we see inside of 1.21 is pretty much what we're going to be getting, which puts us in a pretty interesting situation of having us ask the question, how does 1.21 live up to other majorly hyped updates? Does this update remove a whole bunch of speculation Minecraft has been having over the past few years, or is something else happening? And I think it's best to compare it to one of Minecraft's best updates in recent memory, the Nether update. Obviously, I think the three golden era updates, 1.13, 1.14, and 1.16 could work for this example, but I think for now, we'll just focus on 1.16, because even though 1.21 is really only adding one big structure, could it still live up to the hype of updates such as 1.16? Starting off with something that 1.16 did really well, giving a reason to explore a place that really had no major reason to explore. While there were reasons to explore the Nether, such as say with Nether fortresses or something like that, the update truly gave you so many different types of reasons to actually go inside the Nether, new biomes, new structures, many different types of things like that, and reaching many different types of aspects we haven't seen before inside of 1.16. Does the Trial Chambers do something similar? Well, kinda, but also kinda not, because the Trial Chambers, while a very massive underground structure, isn't the only massive underground structure, because obviously the ancient cities are also a very huge structure you could find in the underground depths of the world. Meaning in many places, the aspect of exploration in that area has kind of already been filled. Where I think the Trial Chambers actually fill that level of exploration for the underground is the fact that while ancient cities have to spawn underneath mountainous areas, Trial Chambers can spawn in pretty much any biome it wants to. Obviously, there are exceptions to that, but generally speaking, you could find these Trial Chambers in several more different types of biomes than you can find ancient cities. So when you look at it that way, where exploration is being filled in a spot that it's already been filled with, but is giving more opportunities for players to find that exploration, I feel like it kind of touches on the same aspects as what the Nether did. Where sure, there are things you could find in one spot, but there are several other different types of places and areas you could go to find even more types of unique things. And speaking of which, what about just the raw number of features coming inside both updates? And when I say that, I literally mean just the amount of blocks and items that came inside that one update. When it comes to the amounts, when it comes to the accessibility, and when it comes to the functionality. How many different types of blocks were there? How easy was it to get some, and how hard was it to get others? And were there unique types of functionalities coming with these types of blocks? And 1.16 obviously has the amounts on its side, as we can see right here. I might have missed one or two different types of things, but generally speaking, this is like the amount of blocks we expected inside of 1.16. 1.21, on the other hand, has still quite a number of blocks, though a few less, including with all the items we can expect to come inside that update, but when you compare it to the two, yeah, there is no competition that 1.16 had a whole lot more. Where I think both match pretty well comes with the accessibility, because there are some blocks and features that are relatively easy to get your hands on, such as like the Nylium, or such as say Blackstone or something like that. Whereas in 1.21, there is sort of like a pretty similar theme, whereas copper can be crafted from, like, you know, copper. The copper door, trapdoor, and all that stuff can just be crafted from copper. The tuff can be crafted just from tuff, both pretty easy to get, whereas both updates still have some pretty tough things to get your hands on, just to say maybe like the gilded blackstone, or say something like, I don't know, maybe some of the smithing templates, or like the wind charge or something like that. And another thing both updates have is a standout feature that everyone can point to with the update. 1.16, obviously, for me at least, had the Netherite, the brand new tier of gear we got, whereas at 1.21, obviously, at least as of right now, the standout feature is the mace. You could argue that like the crafter or something like that can be included inside that too, but generally speaking, both updates had pretty standout features when it comes to either the tools or the armor you got. But I think between these two updates, there's one major difference between them. One updated an entire dimension, whereas the other one just added one huge structure. Granted, that one structure had several layers to do with it, but still, looking back at even the past like 2 updates or something like that, we can see that there were aspects that updated several different types of areas inside the game. But I think even with all the focus put onto one single structure, I do have a feeling that even though this probably won't be looked back as fondly as, say, like 1.16 or something like that, I do have a feeling that this is going to be the update that's going to start rebuilding trust with the community. There's always been trust, but I feel like it's just been a little bit more shaky over the past couple updates. But I feel like even though with just one single focus inside 1.21, I feel like there's definitely more than enough for people to be satisfied with the update. Just so long as 1.22 isn't the 6th update focusing on the underground, I think it'll be good. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.